Okay, guys, I'm really sorry I was on mute. So, first of all, welcome to Design Teenage. This is Shashwat over here. And today we have all gathered over here to discuss about quite a few things, or I will tell quite a certain set of things at Design Teenage that right after your second attempt result, what are the exact things that you should go through if you want to give your third attempt and want to get a really good score over there, via which you can get admission into one of the best colleges in India. Now, one of the best colleges, make sure you keep this in mind because you cannot always get your desirable college, like, the college that exactly that college which you want is always what you can't get. So you'll always have to keep your eyes wide open, look for various opportunities. Don't get disheartened at this point of time right now, which we are in. There is a great opportunity ahead. Think about the upcoming attempt and make sure you focus for that. So right now, today we will start our discussion with what are the marks that some of the students who have joined here, they have received, how many days they have prepared most importantly. And what we are focusing at while the discussion of this session is that we put up to you that it is not only like, what usually I have seen people doing up while these sort of discussions, bringing up the best 4 or 5 students and then talking with them, and they have got around 150, 180, and they're just talking about them. But that really doesn't help, like, these students who have not achieved that amount of marks. So it, like, makes them disheartened at a certain point. They feel that, like, we have not received such great score, so we are lacking far behind and this cannot be done by us. So rather than that, we must understand right now at this point that few of the students who are over here, how many days or how many weeks they have prepared before the NATA second attempt, and what is the result they have received, and what are their planning ahead in the upcoming days ahead, and how are they thinking about their career ahead, if they are giving the third attempt or not, we will discuss in detail. So let's welcome all the students over here. Guys, please turn on your camera. Mahak, Sneha, Shakti. Okay, so we are having here Arya, Shakti, Mahak, Sneha. So first of all, let's quickly start the discussion with what all results from your side and how many days did you prepare. Add on that, because that is also really an important thing while you tell that, okay, I have scored this marks. So I will start with Arya. What's your score in the second attempt? And is it your first attempt?
Yes, it's my first attempt. I scored 89, which is really bad. And I scored I studied for maybe less than a week.
Now this is very important. This part, which you have understood that 89 is actually not a good score. This is really important, which you need to understand. How many days did you prepare actually before second attempt? I guess hardly 3 or 4 days, right? Before that, you have decided that, no, I will
Yeah,
prepare and go for the exam.
yeah, 3 days.
Okay. Next, I would like to come to Mahak. Okay, Mahak is a student who has not written the second attempt. So Mahak, like, what's your planning for the third attempt? Like, how are you planning for your third attempt, and what all do you have in your mind for the third attempt?
I have still time that I can study and I can score. I think so.
Okay. So see, like, over here, we will discuss in detail about what score they have got and what all questions came, what all went wrong for some of them. And we will try to have an in-depth discussion about how to make things right, because that is the most important part. Without knowing that, there is no value of this session. So Sneha, what's your score?
I scored 123 and I prepared for, I guess, 20 days.
20 days before the first.
Joined in with you, less than 1 month was remaining.
Okay. What about Shakti? Score and your preparation time?
83, sir, scored, sir.
What's the time you have prepared? Approximately a month, or I guess just 3 or 4 days more than that, a bit more than a month.
Sir, slow process, sir, 1 month, sir, slow process, not continuous efforts.
Okay. So, like, right now, my question is that one by one, we will go from, like, one to one of you, like each one of you, starting with Shakti itself. Shakti is sitting somewhere outside the certain
No,
mind.
sir, I am hearing to you only, sir.
Yeah, so he will tell first of all what are your thoughts on, like, how to improve in the upcoming attempt. Second attempt is the first time you have written NATA exam, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just lower your camera so that you are visible properly. Right now, I can just see your face. Little bit more lower. Right now it's fine. So what are your thoughts? How to improve in the third attempt? What all went wrong? Why 83? 83 is not at all a good score. This I can tell openly. So what all do you think went wrong and that can be made right to get a good score in the upcoming attempt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you need to share that with me. What all do you think that you need more practice? You need to go through topics a bit more. What are those?
I did not put my all efforts, sir.
Okay. So like asking for example, what do you think that about design principles? Is that the part you're feeling some problem with? Or is it the general aptitude about architecture? Or is it the PCM part? What went wrong? Or is it the 45 seconds question?
No, PCM questions, I think, sir. Only few questions.
Okay. Now, when I tell PCM, for everyone watching this live also, it is actually not PCM, it's PNM. Chemistry is excluded. So only because of PCM 83 cannot be, right? There has been several other.
No, not like that, sir. I felt that's it, sir.
You felt?
Only PM is not up to the mark according to me, sir. My own things, not your things, sir.
Answer key is out, I guess, right, Sneha?
No, not yet. I checked it before joining the class, but it wasn't there.
Oh, okay, fine. Once the answer key is out, I guess we can have a second session on question by question. What are the things that came? So it will help the students who are students like Mahek who are just writing the third attempt for their first time. And on the second part also, we can also analyze which are the questions which for you, which you took a bit more time to solve and things went wrong. So for Shakti, on this part, I would like to ask you, were there any sort of questions which you left, you didn't solve? Any questions like that were there?
Not like that, sir. I am not prepared up to the mark, sir.
Okay. So, no, I got it. You didn't prepare up to the mark. You realize it. You will try to rectify it. But what about that? Did you leave any questions? Were there any questions that you could have solved, but due to time consumption, you had to leave them? Something like that was there?
I want to practice some more questions, sir, like that.
Okay. So see over here, we are getting a question from Piyush Joshi is asking suggestion of important topics. There are no such very important topics which will come up in the very last moment. You will discuss about that, and then immediately you can really have a good score. That is really not possible actually. Now, important topics, what we can really suggest you is that go through design principle. It has a lot of marks. This is for everyone. Go through design principle that has a lot of marks. Apart from that, make sure you solve the 45 seconds question in the beginning. Some of these things we can tell you, but apart from that, what we need to suggest to you is that there is a whole syllabus, there is a whole chunk of things that you should be or we should be talking about before your exam. So that is what each and everything you will have to look for, top to bottom. Otherwise it cannot be improved, right? Okay, let's come back to Arya now. Arya, what are your thoughts on the same questions which I have asked to Shakti?
Okay, so I didn't left any question. I solved each of them, but maybe I checked the answer key. I think it has came. Maybe you should also check it.
Yeah, you have.
I checked. Yeah. Yes.
So official answer key, like on the website, it's not come out yet, but then there are a few sources on which the answer keys are.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I just checked it.
I'm really not talking about any of those,
The official one is not out.
Yeah, that's the very reason why we didn't came up with the answer key, because again, that will be unofficial. That doesn't make any sense. Analyzing what you guys tell those questions and telling the answers of those, it is just a very vague thing to do. Just for views or just for getting people engagement of people. I don't think it will be right. It will be actually students will be misguided. When you see some answer key and then you look for that and then you think okay, this is what I should get. And at a certain point of time afterwards, you realize that, okay, this is, for example, just let's assume a student went through something like that. Now it's very hard. You guys only can tell, is it really practically possible for someone like us as an institute? We are listening from you, preparing an answer key, you as a student remembering what answers you did, then compiling with it, and then you are bringing up a marks that, okay, I will get this. And then at the end of the day, for example, you assumed I am going to get 130. It went to like, somewhere around 85, 90. You will be completely disheartened, like, that, okay, what went wrong? This exam can't be cracked by me. So let's not go into these things. These are very much complex, and this, like, we really don't like doing these things. Okay, so coming back to Arya once again, Arya, like, what do you think about the questions, the very few classes which you have taken, or post exam, post the second attempt? Right now, you are continuing your preparation for third attempt. What do you think about them? What are the parts where you want that, like, sir, I need more classes on this part, more focus on this part to get a better improvement and crack down the NATA third attempt and get the score of at least 145, 150 to reach that point?
The history of architecture, I think that part is the one I haven't prepared, and many more questions came from that. So I think history of architecture, then principle of design, but
Elementary
most of the PCM questions or PM questions I have cracked.
design. Okay.
Uh, yeah,
These things
but
will
the
help,
question
or
of
like
yeah,
you, that there are certain set of questions which you missed it, which you were not able to solve in the second attempt paper. Anything? Now, I completely understand you didn't prepare. You were just 2 or 3 days before the exam. You thought about it, but still keeping in mind, like, were there any questions which you thought like I could solve, and during the exam you were like, no, I couldn't. Things were not working up to the mark for you. Anything like that, which took a lot of time during the exam?
some of the English questions and 2 to 3 45-second questions. They were like really hard. Some of the aptitudes like totally blend mixture. And I think I didn't do it because of the right resource. Like I didn't have the right resource to prepare from. So maybe that's it.
No, see, that's a very normal thing. Now, while you are talking about this, let me have a quick talk about like this to each and everyone. You guys are present over here. Someone who is watching this lecture on, or this station on YouTube, for them as well. There is no such book, there is no such text or literature available in the market which you can buy and prepare for your exam. Because NATA or any of this design career exam, you must understand this very simple aspect or fact that for any of these exams, we don't have any such books, because everything has to be understood visually. So there are two things. First of all, offline class is really not a preference for these courses, because you have to see things visually, understand, analyze, and then implement it, which is never possible until and unless you have a projector or several things in and around you to show on in an offline class first. Secondly, in a textual format, how for your PCM subjects or so, let's assume you are going for JEE, like, mains engineering paper. How over there you will understand the theory, then solve numericals on that. We don't have that flexibility over here. Rather, we have the flexibility of, I will not tell it's hard actually. Rather, we have the flexibility of seeing, imagining, being creative, understanding things, and then implementing it in our exam. Right. So not only for your preparation of this, after you go, after this exam, once you go into your college, the most important part is in architecture, you don't have many subjects where, like, every semester you will have to go write, remember things, then write it down. Hardly 1, 2 subjects will be there, which will be a written subject. For example, subjects like building structure, subjects like history of architecture. Still, in these subjects also, maximum marks will be based upon the sketches that you do, the explanation via sketches. Rather, all the subjects, like except these two, or other all subjects will be completely based upon jury, your assignment, the kind of sheets that you work on, design. Let's talk about, like, your design subject. Okay, so over there you will be working on, like, things like you for example, you are given a site and you need to work on a homestay. So you will be given certain criteria, like how you will be dealing with your client. You will be knowing those criteria, working on the plan, showing it to the jurors, taking the review. Next semester again, like during the final of the semester, again you will be coming up with the final plan model, show it up, and then you take the review and, like, complete it. So it is more easy in this way. I know it's a lot of work in terms of, like, redoing sheets, models, and all. But when we compare this with things, memorizing things, reading books, it becomes like, more of a hassle, because you don't have any sort of creativity which you show from your inside. Rather than that, you are just following some vague thing which has been given by someone else and trying to replicate it on paper, right? So over here also same thing. Don't be disheartened. Don't take it like I have scored 83, so I can't score 150, 160. You can definitely. You guys like whom I have taken up here today, some of you haven't at all prepared. 2-3 days is actually not a set of preparation. Whereas we have like, other students like Shakti also was prepared for a month, still failed due to some reason. So our part as an institute or as a faculty is that we try to look at which are the sectors or zones where you are facing a problem with. You as a student, you need to tell us that this is what is not happening to me, this is what I am not getting. So let's talk about that, let's discuss it, let's bring it like into light and practice it more so it can be improved. This is what or how we can like, achieve a good marks, and this is the exact strategy. There is nothing like one particular book reading which you can get a good score. There is nothing or no materials prepared by Design Teenage or we do have, which if you make a purchase, you will get like, a good score. It cannot happen at all. Or neither it's like, that, okay, if I join Design Teenage 10 days before exam, like, we can crack the exam at ease. This will never happen. You need to join at a certain point of time wherein like at least there should be a time gap of 20-25 days. Cut like, quote under quote, when you are joining this early, you should have at least some knowledge what exam I am going to give. Because I guess after the second attempt exam, I mentioned this that like, we have seen students just in the morning of the second attempt exam. That guy, he was having his exam around in the afternoon, 2:30 was the second slot. He called in the morning and he was looking for test papers because he didn't knew what he was going to give. Don't be in a situation like this. Make sure well ahead, like, of time. There is still a lot of time. Today is 13th. If you consider till 9th of July is your exam, till 8th if you consider, plenty of time is there, plenty of hours you have, no other headache. Focus on just the exam and try to score the best you can get in that. Okay, now coming back to Sneha. So Sneha, 123 is what you have received. How 123 and like what all things went wrong for you? What is your planning ahead? Discuss in detail.
So I think mostly like preparation, I did preparation in like very minimum time with you, but then most of the things which were important were covered, like they were covered precisely. So there was no problem in design principles or like construction materials or 45-second questions like you said. Only thing went wrong was it time management. Like I took too much time for first 50 to 60 questions, and then later I had to like quickly do the remaining part. And also like mostly I did silly mistakes in the question, like somewhere I fast read the question, so the answer went wrong. Like only those mistakes. One was time management, and other was I fast read the questions, so the answer went wrong.
Okay, like, do you think that any of the parts which can be improved in the like, first of all, are you planning for the third attempt? I guess you are not. So what is the status right now? What do you think?
No, like right now also I don't think I would give the third attempt.
You're happy with 123 and what you have got, and let's not take a like, risk again, because I guess you are appearing for another set of exam as well, right?
Yeah, that like not because I don't want to take the risk, but I'm like preparing, as I told you
Yeah, it
before,
will
for
be a
other
like,
exams.
you cannot focus. So I guess that's a good
Yeah,
decision, because if you really cannot focus, there is no use. Rather, it will like, hamper. It might hamper your marks in the days ahead when you can't focus, and somehow if it goes below 120, your average decreases. So hence, it
yeah.
is not required. But like, guys who are all over here and anyone watching this live on YouTube, I must attach this same sentence with it or phrase with it. Otherwise, this like, like thing which I have just told will be mistaken. So what Sneha has thought right now at this point of time is that she is in a certain situation where she is writing another set of exam. Now at this point, she is not able to give time to her like, this part. So hence she feels that like, I should focus particularly on what I am going ahead for. And hence not this 123 still decent, can get a decent college. But like, on the other hand, for you guys who are not having anything ahead, if you feel like that, no, I have got 120 or 123 and you think that you can improve, still you are not giving, then that is a problem. Because if you think you can improve, just in this case where I have mentioned that the average can decrease, in your case, when you get a more score in the third attempt, your average can increase as well. Same goes for Sneha, but if she can't focus, then it goes the other way around. So that's what, like, is the kind of discussion or is the kind of call we are taking on for each and every student. If you are someone who feels you can really improve, if you have that mindset that no, I can improve, definitely do go for the third attempt, irrespective of whether you have given the first, second, or you have given both. Okay. Because if you can improve, your average always increases. So there is a 50-50 probability. It's never like your average will decrease. Don't keep that only that negative mindset. Okay.
Yeah.
So now,
Like,
yeah,
I
now
would have
you
not had the option of giving the exam, like those different set of exam I'm giving. I would have definitely went for the third attempt, because like I gave the first one also and the second one also. So first when I gave it, I didn't think like I would have reached 123 also in second attempt. Like first paper was like I looked all the way.
what was in there in first attempt?
Sorry.
You prepared all by yourself in the first attempt.
Yeah, I prepared it all by myself. And at that time, like the design principles and all those things, they were so difficult for me. But then later in second attempt, it was all easy for me. Only thing I
What
did
was the
mistake
marks
in
in
was
the first
like
attempt?
I did silly mistakes.
No, I'm asking what was your marks in the first attempt? Can you just tell that?
97.
97. So still it's like from 97, 123 is a 26 marks improvement is like, is a decent one. Okay, I've just got a question over here. Sorry for the interruption. I want 1.8 marks to get my desired college. I wrote 2 exams. Should I write third attempt? Okay, Rizwan is asking. First of all, Rizwan, I guess you are trying to tell I want 180 marks to get my desired college. And if you are talking about 180 marks to get your desired college, I feel you are looking for SEPT University. Write down the question correctly. I would like to hear it, like to see it correctly. 180 marks is what you are looking for. And if this is the question, answering it right over here. If this is your question that you want to get 180 and to get your desired college, should you write the third attempt or not? To this, I must tell that it depends. It completely depends on what you have scored in your first and the second attempt. Okay, now let's assume first and second both you have given, and in both you have scored somewhere around 90, 100. So anyhow, reaching 180 won't be possible. You need to understand this basic mathematics. On the other hand, if you have scored really a good marks, let's assume 140, 150 over here in the second attempt, and your first attempt, we also need to see if you have given the first attempt, was it too good or was it like, something less? So depending upon that, analyzing everything, we can think. And also over here comes your mindset, what you are thinking about it, what is your thought process about it. So accordingly, we can talk about it. Okay. I guess I am pretty clear on this. No, sir, I want only 1.8 mark to get my desired college. This one, it's not clear. Can you please describe it in brief? Is it like 1.8 mark you want to like this is the more amount of marks that you need, or I'm not at all clear with your question. Please write it down. Sorry for the same. Okay. Okay. Yes, Neha, you can tell about you are discussing something. Please carry on.
Yeah, so like if I would have been like I was telling that if for like people who are thinking like to give the third attempt or not, for people like me who have given the first 2 attempts, so it's like if you prepare well, then 150, hitting 150 is like not at all difficult if we prepare well with right sources. That then that's not difficult, like they should go for the third attempt. But then for me, I have different exams to give, so like it depends on person to person what their situation is. But like you told, like there's a chance of the average increasing, so like if we work hard, then it will obviously increase.
Definitely. Okay, now coming back to all of you, but again, I guess I should go again. One from with the different person starting again. Shakti, are you there? Can you please come on camera? Shakti, are you there? Okay, in the meantime, I guess I got the question from Rizwan. Like I want 300 cutoff, I got 298.2, sir. Okay, so this is what you have got, I guess, in terms of you are looking for your state cutoff. Rizwan, I would like to say, that it completely depends on whether you have given the first attempt or not. Second attempt, what is your marks? Like if you have given first, what is the marks in first? If you have given second, what is the, like definitely you have given second, I guess. What is your marks in second? So we need to know these two. Depending upon these separate marks in NATA, how much you have got, depending upon these two, we need to see if there is a chance of improvement. And what do you think about it? Very first thing. If you have not written the first attempt, okay, just you have written the second attempt, then in this case, there is a definite possibility whether you have the mindset or you don't have the mindset, go for third attempt. Because if you score less without having the mindset, in case you don't have the mindset, you feel that no, I cannot, and you scored less somehow, still your score for second attempt, which is higher, will be considered. But whether in this case, where you have already given first and second, and if there is a huge difference between them, somehow if the second, third attempt score goes less, then average goes down. So we need to see, we need to discuss in detail. I will suggest you please connect us. Our contact number is there in description box. Connect us after the session. You can do a WhatsApp text as of now, and whether we will connect you or connect us back by today around 6:30 p.m. We will discuss in detail what's your issue and how we can sort it out. For everyone listening to this lecture or this session, please make sure you go to the description box, download the Design Teenage app, and connect us on our contact number for any sort of queries that you have. Okay, I guess we can start with Arya then. Arya, are you there? Can you please turn on your video?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So starting with you now, talk about which, like, because this is a very important aspect, might be, I don't know if it's for you, because as of now, I guess I have got around from morning around 15 to 20 calls. Everyone is asked, before results, students are asking about colleges, which college they should go and start looking for what can be the best. So what are your thoughts on colleges first of all? Then I will come to what why you should look for a college now or why you shouldn't look for a college now. So let's talk about that. And I guess results were released today around 3 o'clock itself.
Yeah, 3 or 3:15 maybe.
3 or
3:15 results were in our hand. Yeah.
So
Like
we gave
before
the
3
assumption of
o'clock.
time around either 3:30 in the afternoon or 9:30. So it did work out, right? I just want to confirm that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So please start with what's your thought about the colleges, where you want to be, like which are the colleges you are looking for? Have you thought anything in detail? Discuss about that.
Okay, so as living in Maharashtra and doing architecture by just with NATA exam, so first college is always like Sir JJ School of Arts, like is the
You are
dream
a home
college.
university student or you are like a non-home university student?
Yeah, I'm a home university student.
Okay. Yeah, please continue. Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the first dream college is like that, and I think most of the architecture colleges in India belongs to Maharashtra, Mumbai. So yeah, there are like many scores, many chances to get in architecture colleges. Uh, but I need to improve a lot in third attempt.
You are?
Maybe need to lot improve improvement in
Okay.
third
Not
attempt.
in terms of score. So what are the college options you are looking for? Name them. First of all, I would just like to hear from
Yeah.
you.
Okay. So there is Sir JJ School of Arts, like first. Uh, then there is Jamia Milaya. Then there is RISB. There is Bharatiya Vidyapit Pune. Yeah, and many more.
Okay, these are the college options you are looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, okay, before this discussion continues, I must mention quote under quote, we are not promoting any college options over here. This is completely based upon the students' understanding and which college they are looking for. Now, definitely from our side, you will get the names of few colleges. It is not because we are promoting them, it is because where they stand today and what they have achieved. Okay. So just because those colleges are really good and are really good option for any student, we are not promoting actually, we are naming them out over here. So don't take it as a promotion. Now coming to first of all, Arya, your score which you have got, I would suggest you that first of all we will have to try to improve it. Secondly, talking about Maharashtra, any student looking in Maharashtra, the colleges that we really prefer, which should be among the first set of preferences, you can look for Sir JJ. If you first of all Maharashtra students or any other student looking for Sir JJ, Sir JJ College of Architecture is only for students within Maharashtra. Make sure you know this. If you are a non-Maharashtra student, or there is another option actually also, I'm coming to that. So if you are a non-Maharashtra student, you cannot get admission in Sir JJ until and unless you have studied minimum 7 years of education, or you have done minimum 7 years of education from Maharashtra, including your 10th and 12th from Maharashtra. You can ask for a domicile certificate from the respective school or college from where you have passed, and they will give it, with which you can claim that you have been there studying last 7 years in Maharashtra, hence you are eligible for Sir JJ. Without these two options, you are not at all eligible for JJ. So that is one of the very first clarification. Other than JJ, what are the options you can get? So they can be something like, your Rijvi, LS Raheja, Kamla Raheja, Rachna, including JJ. These are the 5 colleges that we really do prefer for Maharashtra students. Now, before this, discussion goes on, I must mention quote under quote one thing over here. Please listen to this very carefully, not only to Sneha, Arya, or any other store like Shakti, Karthik, Mahek, and not only to you guys, to each and every one listening to this session, please make sure you are well aware about this. Now, what is this? Right now, at this very point of time, if you have given, I will talk about all the aspects one by one. Okay. So if you have given the NATA first attempt, second attempt, you got a score, you are not going for the third attempt. So then you have your final score, and now every counseling, first quote under quote this thing, every counseling, every state's counseling will start only after the third attempt results are out. The third attempt results will be approximately out by, you can expect 20 to 21st of July, not before that. Okay. So until then, please stay calm, and depending upon your marks, you can discuss with us. For that, we have our helpline number open, our institute's contact number open. Connect with us, discuss, take the right advice. The problem which occurs, or the the way you are misguided actually at this very point of time. Let me talk about that a bit. And in between, I have just received a query from Sanjeev Shah. He's asking, first attempt 131, second 118, votes 80%. Can I get a government college belong to West Bengal? Okay, so see, all this in-depth discussion which you are asking, I will say that first of all, for architecture, there are no such government colleges. Now I need to go in West Bengal, like in terms of West Bengal, which colleges are available, why you can opt there, why you cannot opt there. Just one sentence, West Bengal or any, if you really want to join a college in architecture, I will not really prefer West Bengal or neither of any states nearby like Bihar, Odisha, Jharkhand, or somewhere nearby these states. I will say you will either have to look for college options in the West, like college options in Maharashtra, college options in Gujarat, or you will have to look for college options in South, for example, like Tamil Nadu, your Kerala, your Karnataka. Bangalore is a hub of colleges. So we'll have to look for these places. Okay. Rest all in-depth discussion, you can connect us over the contact number in description box. We will definitely discuss with you guys. Okay, now coming back once again to the part of the discussion. So while at this very point, you have received your NATA second attempt results from today onwards, including the students of ours. We don't know how your number is shared or how someone gets your details. People do collect it from from the internal sources, or there are sources where each one of, including my contact, is also shared with someone or so. Okay, so you will start getting calls. Now, why this call? They will talk about their college, their infrastructure, your marks will, whatever, if it's 80 also, at some point your marks will be decent to get admission into a college and for you to be in a secure zone. Don't fall in this trap. Quote unquote, I'm mentioning this is a trap. Okay, wait for the NATA third attempt to be over. After that, you have the counseling. So if you are quite confused what I should do, whether should I go for counseling as per as my marks, or should I go for a direct college admission? We are obviously open to you. You can connect us. There is no such counseling fees that we charge for discussing with you regarding this. So connect with us, discuss in detail. You have the right to know about this right information. That's why, so it's not just about the classes. It should be a right for each and every student that you should get the right information. So you will receive these calls and people will be asking you to make a payment of whether, there are two things actually which happens. Either they will ask you to make a payment of application fee, and you will be asked that now after making payment of application fee, you can wait and you can see for your third attempt and all these things. Or they will ask you to make a visit to their campus. If not, they will talk about their online procedure and all, and ask you to make a payment of the seat booking fees, upon payment of which they will certify you that now you can be in a secure zone and wait for your third attempt result or wait for the counseling. You don't need to worry about that. This is the initial stage. After this, what happens after a certain point of time, they will talk about this university under which they are, or if they are autonomous, they're planning to start the classes. So you need to submit your original documents. So this is the problem where until unless you discuss, because this is the very first time you as a student, we know all these facts, but you as a student, you are writing NATA or you are going through this process for the same time. So understand these things in depth, then only go in that. Before making a single payment, think wisely, discuss. We are always open. And as of today, there are several sources open on Google. So discuss these things, know about these things in detail, how it occurs. You might be willing to join some other college, but the way you are demotivated and the way you have been convinced, you feel that no, this is the best option for me right now, and I should go in and join this college. Don't take this wrong decisions. Okay. Coming to the other part now. Now, while you have received your result, first option I told that you have given first and second attempt and you are not going for third. So though you are not going with your result, first have a discussion with us. Then followed by that, what you can do is wait for the counseling if your result is a proper decent one. And for example, just for example, I'm telling, I'm not criticizing anyone. If you have got scored like let's assume 85, 90, and your board scores are also somewhere around 70, 80%. And now you want that whether should I wait for counseling or should I be relaxed, to join a college? There are several decent, good colleges at a very low fee structure or a decent fee structure, which can be favorable for each and every student. So to know all these details, you need to discuss and then go for these colleges. If you are not willing to go for third attempt, whereas on the other hand side, your score is also less. This is a situation I am talking about. Okay. Now, at this point also, one more important thing which I must mention is that there are several colleges, okay, all over India you are looking for. So there are several colleges which you will be looking for, and at some point, might be there is a college very near to your house or near to your place, state, your city, and you see that fees is kind of the same, what you are looking for at some other state. But you need to look at how the college is, what is the quality of the college, the quality of education infrastructure over there. Side by side, this is also important because this next 5 years of spending of time and money which you are going to do, it is don't take a drastic decision for this, because anywhere in between these 5 years, you will not be able to change your decision or alter your decision. So take it wisely, because after 5 years, the job you get or the profession that you are going to get in is going to get you the return of your investment that you are doing right now. So make sure you take a wise decision on this part. There is nothing to hurry about. If you are willing to join a college, there is plenty of time for this. Just keep this in mind. Don't get frustrated by that, okay, my friend has joined, this person has already joined. Don't go into this drastic decision. This is the very initial thing that you should know. Now, apart from this, the other part which I am talking about, if you are writing the third attempt, definitely wait. There is no question about any college admission, or don't think about colleges at all right now. Plan target for third attempt and target that I will score around 180. If you target that, you can score around 150, 160. Target for that, make a head move towards that, and then you just make sure that you score real good in that exam, in the third attempt exam. So once that is done and you have received your result on 20th, 21st of July, then we can again sit together, discuss about this. I guess I am pretty clear to each and everyone present over here, and to others also who are watching this session live on YouTube. Am I clear to you guys?
Yes,
because
sir.
a lot of queries from, I guess I remember Shakti, Karthik is not here. He has already been to a few colleges in Jaipur. We had the same set of discussion today morning. Okay, now coming back to I guess Sneha, please turn on your camera, Sneha. What are your thoughts about college admission? Just discuss in detail, now let me hear for a bit. I guess I have spoken for quite a long time. So what are your thoughts on that?
So colleges, the colleges which you named, like you and Arya named, JJ College, of course,
You're
it's
also
like
from Maharashtra,
one
right?
of
Just
the,
clarify me. You are from
yeah,
Maharashtra.
yeah, in Maharashtra, Mumbai.
Yeah.
So that is the one college if I fit into their cutoff criteria, that would be one. Then Rachna Sansad and Raheja College, and I have one college close to my house, and that would be like one of the option, Vasundhara Patil, but that's not confirmed yet.
Okay. Anything else that you want to talk about, if some other state, or what are your thoughts as a whole? What are your thoughts on this college admission, and how are you planning for this ahead? What are your thoughts on this?
Like college admission, really I don't have much idea about how the how the procedure happens and what all things we should consider. These are only the few colleges which I know, like which everybody tells is the good college and you should aim for these colleges. So I really don't have idea about anything else, like what all should we consider. Should the college, like if suppose we are getting a good college, but it's way too much far from our house and it's difficult to travel for. And then second option we have is a college
Sneha, you are not audible. Can you come once again? For the last part, you are not audible actually. You are not audible, Sneha.
Am I now?
Yeah, you are now. You are now.
Yeah.
Please
So
go ahead.
I really don't have any idea apart from the names of colleges. Like what all things should I consider to select a college? Like in terms of distance, how far it is. Like I told you before, if you heard it or not. Like if we have a college which is good, but it's too far from our place and it's difficult kind of to travel every day. And then secondly, we have a college which is close to our house and it is kind of a decent college. So like what should we prefer? Like in those terms, I really don't have any idea. So like these are just a few names of colleges which I know which are good. So that is why I named them. Other than that, I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Fine. So, I would like to, come to Mahek now. And Mahek, you are giving NATA for the first time, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, what have you thought about the exam? Any kind of thoughts that are going on back at your mind? These are the people who have already given the exam. Have you, we have been doing a few classes with you right after you have joined post second attempt. So, what are your thoughts on the same? Any kind of thing that is going on at the back of your mind, that will I be able to do it or not, or some imagination which you have got about NATA exam, anything like that that you would like to share?
Little bit tensed about how to score, how to study about it.
Okay. So what do you think? You are from which place? Which state you are from?
Karnataka.
Karnataka. So have you thought about any good Karnataka colleges? Anything back in the
Yeah,
back?
Goktek
Karnataka,
College
which
of
place is
Belgaum.
called? Bangalore.
No, not Bangalore. I'm the small city. My place is
Yeah, just tell the name. It's fine.
Sirsi.
Which place?
Sirsi.
Okay. Have you thought about any colleges? I guess while you were looking for colleges, it has to be Bangalore, right? Because the hub is over there. Have you thought of anything, or anything other than Bangalore? If you have thought, you can share that too.
I have thought about Goktek College in Belgaum.
Welcome. Okay. See, this is the first time you are writing NATA. Now, what I would like to suggest you is that there are several colleges in Bangalore that comes at a good NIRF ranking, and they perform really good. Okay, so I would like you to have a look at them as well. and see if you like. I don't know what is your present situation, if you are able to, because see, while we suggest colleges to students, it's not like anyone who is over here listening to this session. It's not just only based on like your NATA score or your 12th result or something like this. It is also based on completely like what a few other preferences, like let's assume which are the climatic conditions you are suitable with. For example, if a student from south, if that person has to shift to extreme north, that is not possible, though there is a very good college. Or some students, they are quite flexible with that. So these are some conditions. Fee structure is a very important condition, whether someone agree with that or not, because that is the very first and the most utmost important thing. Without that, there is not, like no students will be able to join a college. College will not take admission without fees, first thing. Secondly, the other thing is that the fees, we always tell, it should be feasible. Fees shouldn't be a burden on you, whether like you are able to join a very good college or not. Fees shouldn't be a burden, because it is you after 5 years who will have to pay it back. So it always never doesn't make any sense when that is becoming a burden and loan and loan and loan on you. And right, might be after 5 years, it is like with interest, it is a huge amount. So for the next 10 years, you will be paying EMI and EMI every month, and it will always be a burden. You are just winning your life. So don't take that thing where like you are joining a college with hefty fees, which you can't like which is beyond your reach. This is one of the suggestions. We have got a few questions over here. Thanks a lot, Mahek. I will come back to you guys in a minute. Just give me a few, just give me a few minutes to address the questions that we have received over here now. So over here, I'm receiving a few questions from, I guess, Satuljina is asking NATA 114, boards 93.47. Boards is pretty good, but NATA not up to the mark yet. I don't know if you have written the first attempt. If not, say if this is your only your second attempt marks, definitely do go and try out for your third attempt exam and try to score at least, like, keep a target of 180, 170. So score is around 140 to 150, not less than that. That's all about it for you. Other than that, to discuss anything in detail, please connect us over our contact number. It's a humble request to each and everyone, because we are not in a position for this one session where we can discuss in detail. Like, I cannot give each question half an hour in detail to discuss and to go aspect by aspect, because right now we are not in our live communication also, where you can tell each and every queries like, okay, what's your if you have given first attempt or not, okay, how what do you think about your third attempt. These kind of communication, since we can't have, that is also one of the reason why we are asking you to connect us directly. That's all for your part. And Shuhash Sudarshan is asking, the result link is not working. The result link should definitely work. Every student have got the result. Might be there is a glitch due to over traffic. Just wait for some time, check your result. After that, it should work. And if you are still facing an issue, try to clear cache, try to, like, these are technical things I know shouldn't be talking about, but anyways, try to clear the history on your phone and try to use some other device in a better network. I think that should work. Okay, that's all. Now coming back to you guys once again, like Sneha, Arya. So third attempt. Now this part, you guys have given the exam. There are students over here listening who might have already given. Students like Mahak also who have not given. What are your thoughts on, should a student give, like what I have shared my thoughts, but as a student, I would like to hear from you as well. What are your thoughts, should a student give the third attempt or not? On what basis they should give, on what basis they shouldn't give? Quickly, if I can get a viewpoint of you guys on this part.
Should
Okay,
I?
so yeah, you give first.
You guys are always fighting, right?
Yeah, please.
No.
Yeah,
Please go ahead.
please.
Anyone is fine. Anyone is fine. Whosoever wants to take the first, who wants to come onto the stage first, you can join in and talk about that.
Come on, Sneha, give it.
So like what like you told, it depends on person to person and what situation we are in, like what our further plans are. Like if we are given first and second attempt, and if we think like we can increase our score, then we should. But then that shouldn't be anything imaginary. Like it should be something logical. Like definitely it can increase. Uh, like you told, I explained before for one of the student, like for their score. So that way, like it shouldn't be something imaginary. Like we are thinking like it might happen. We might get 200 and 200, and then my score might increase. Not something like that. So if like, and if we don't have any other things to do, then definitely we should go for the third attempt. If we think like, it depends on the person. The person should believe that we can achieve the score. Like we can do better, we can improve ourselves, because the like I gave the first and second attempt. So first attempt was very difficult for me. The second attempt, it went very easy for me, except for the mistakes, silly mistakes which I did. And if I wouldn't have had the exams which I have to give in July, then I would have definitely went for the third attempt also. So it completely depends on which situation we are in.
Okay, now coming back to Arya, please share your thoughts on this.
So I think that if the students have like given uh, any of the first or second attempt, he should go for third. But if they had given both of them, then yeah, it can be their personal choice. But yeah, go for it. Maybe the scores will improve.
What do you think? Can you score good? And if yes, you need to give me a
Of
number right.
course, yeah. Okay, right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
right now.
let's manifest 150.
150 is the target. So you are claiming this on a live YouTube live session. We will be joining back after NATA third attempt as well. And we will see, like, our efforts from our side have worked out or not. And your claim came to
Yeah.
be. We hope it should be like, in the positive side of truth. Let it not be true 150. It should be 160, 170. But let's see how it goes. Okay. And coming back to one thing, like, while we were discussing in terms of colleges also, in India, if you're looking for the best college, if all India is your preference, I will suggest any student, irrespective of where you are from, try out for CEPT University. They have 40 seats for Pan India students. The like admission is via CEPT's own centralized counseling. You need to apply for that with your boards and your 12th marks. So whatever it is, try out for CEPT. To discuss that, okay, if you are eligible for CEPT or not, or if it will be worthful giving like joining for this admission counseling in CEPT or not, you can discuss with us. But CEPT should be your first preference. It is really one of the, like not one of the, I must mention, the best college in India right now. First, like studying architecture, or they have bachelor's in design as well. That is also really a good option. But right now we are talking about architecture, and that is what is open to us. So I will go suggest you CEPT as the very first preference, irrespective of where you are from. Now, after that, if there is anything, then we can talk about that. And definitely there are good colleges. It's not like that is the only one, rest all are not. But that should be your first preference. Okay. And okay, now I guess we have discussed in detail about each and everything that we were having. So just as a review or as a feedback, we would like to take, like, as we take at the towards the end of every session. What do you think about the, like for Arya, it is quite short. She has done just a few classes before, I guess second. After the second, for the third, I guess quite a few classes went through. So any sort of feedback that you want to give, not only from you to Mac, or you are also most welcome to give your feedback. What do you think about the classes over here at Design Teenage? Is it going right? Is it going wrong? If there are some changes that you feel is required, not only for you, for the upcoming, like next year students or any of the students preparing over here. What about the materials? What about the live test that we claim, like, for our live, that same user interface test? So what are your thoughts on this one by one? Give your review, give your feedback, so we can take that input and try to improve in the upcoming days. Yes, Arya, only you can go ahead. Let's start with you only.
Okay, so like the classes I had attended till now, they are like really good, but I think more on history of architecture, which I didn't
We haven't covered
answer in
that
the
too.
exam.
So,
I
yeah,
think
while again you mentioned history of architecture, let me just put a point on there that if you ask Sneha, she has completed history of architecture. We had at least around,
okay.
I guess, 4 or 5 classes. So for you, it's not done because we haven't come to that portion. For While your second attempt preparation, we are right now still into like, design principle, elements of design. Let's complete this. Then we will go history of architecture,
Okay, fine.
one PDF, wherein we are supposed to discuss the whole timeline starting from the, Stone Age to the modern architecture. There are different timeline, important timeline that we should go through. What happened at which place. Apart from that, in terms of the teaching style, in terms of
Yeah, then everything is like up to the mark. Yeah, I like this.
anything you feel that should be improved for not only for you guys, for the upcoming students as well, that should help them, or there is nothing like that?
Okay, till now it's not like that.
Okay,
Like
good to
everything
hear
is good.
that actually. That we have been able to keep ourselves up to the mark, because it's not just about taking classes, not just about students joining, but we are doing a service as well. I feel this teachers, people in medical profession, not only in terms of running an institution, also in at a certain point we are actually doing a service. So we feel that we should be like quite focused towards that should be right, whether it is one student or 100 students or 1,000 students, that part should be right. Now we also understand at certain point, like when there are thousands of students, everything cannot go right with everyone, hence we ask for the feedback. And if you have anything, we ask you to share. Like, it's not just about a feedback form. This is where we want to make a difference, actually, not just giving you a feedback form on your mail and asking you to fill up and just keep putting that mail in the trash, rather than having a feedback live on the live session itself, where like you can share your thoughts with everyone. So like it becomes a very open place, and it doesn't become like a closed door behind which you quickly write on somewhere and then you submit it, and we don't even have a look at it. We don't want to make it look like this. Okay, what about Sneha? What are your thoughts on the same?
Like I last time only I had the one thing, like everything else is up to the mark. I think I told you about those sheets only, like after design principle lessons. Those, like if we get
Worksheets
any,
on those, like
yeah,
questions, more questions on design
yeah,
principles, elements of design for them to be practiced, right?
yeah,
Yeah, see,
only,
definitely. Now, I will add on something over here. We will definitely try to improve that for short-term students as well. What we do for long-term students, like they are like yesterday evening only we had a long-term student. Okay, for long-term students, we have two process of like actually classes being taken. One is either you can join a batch or either you can go for one-on-one. Okay, that means throughout your studies till the day you are not admitted in college, it will be one-on-one only. So for that, what we not only for that, for batches also, when we have that time, when we have the flexibility of time, like months, then what we do is actually not only sheets, what you are asking for, not in pen and paper, we actually try to go into the real life aspects and do assignments based on that. Because once you do basis on what you see around yourself, you explore that, complete it up, bring it over here, and we discuss that. Okay, now if that principle is really being reflected in the picture that you have taken or the sketch that you have done, so then it becomes a more of an understanding, or more of a practical knowledge that helps you out. Gauri is asking, sir, I got 79. How to calculate merit? Merit cannot be calculated like that. Depends on where you are located, which counseling you are opting for, which college you want to join. I need your 12th score as well to discuss this. Gauri, I will suggest you please contact us over our contact number, because these are again in-depth discussion that we should have. Okay. So as I was telling, like, this is what we do for a long-term admission. But when it's just about 30 days, 40 days, or even like, when it's just 1.5, 2 months, time is also a constraint for us, where we also get stuck. Though we want to do something, we cannot, because we have a chunk amount of syllabus to be completed before time, right? At least go through that so you can cover it up and go for your exam. So there are two sets actually, but definitely we will consider your feedback and try to make that as a part as well, wherein you are given some sheets to work on for like, your design principles, elements of design or so. Yeah, Sneha, you can continue apart from this one.
no, there's nothing apart from this. That's
Okay.
the only thing, and I have a doubt. Like, does the CEPT college which you told it accepts NATA score or JEE?
No, actually, I would like to clarify over here as well on this part. Just before coming to your question, quickly again going back to Gauri is telling 60% in both, 79 in NATA. Merit score and all, as I mentioned, Gauri, we will, so 50% criteria of PCM will be reduced. Regarding this, Gauri, I will suggest you go back today itself. You will get a YouTube short of mine where today itself, just check the today's latest 3 YouTube shorts we have uploaded till now from morning. You will get a YouTube short regarding this 50% itself. I will suggest you just go and have a look. It's just a 1-minute video. You will get an idea about this 50% PCM, why it will not help if at all it is removed. Okay, you will get an understanding of that. Coming back to your 79 and 60% in boards, you can connect us. We will discuss in detail from Pune you are, so which are the college options you can look for depending upon your fees flexibility and where you can shift for your studies. Okay, coming to Rishikesh Zalwar, quantity cutoff क्या हो सकता है? Rishikesh, your question is not clear. Please rewrite your question. Please rewrite your question, Rishikesh. Your question is not clear to us. Okay. Coming back to Sneha. Okay. For SEPT, Sneha, can you please repeat your question? I missed it while answering this. Can you please come bring up your question once again?
Yeah, so I was asking that does CEPT University accept NATA score, or the admissions are on basis of JEE score?
I remember now. Yeah. So coming to this part, talking about SEPT or any other part. Till the year of 2021, JEE mains conducted by NTA, National Testing Agency. JEE mains B.ARCH is an exam which is for set of 15 colleges. Listen to this part carefully. JEE mains paper 2 B.ARCH is conducted by NTA, and after giving JEE mains you get a rank, first percentile, then after both the exams you get a rank. With the rank you go for JOSA counseling. Under JOSA counseling you have 15 colleges approximately. Out of this 15, we prefer from our side 5 decent colleges: NIT Trichy, Calicut, SPA Delhi, Vijayawada, Bhopal. Rest all colleges we don't really prefer for you guys, for anyone, for any architecture student. Clear? Apart from these 15, any other college you want to join pan India, JEE is actually not the score they accept. NATA score they accept. That NATA is the considered exam conducted by Council of Architecture. This was till 2021. In 2022, after a lot of dilemma, from Council of Architecture, we got an update and notification where it was clarified both JEE and NATA will be considered. Okay. Now, what happened is that several counselings, they started their counseling where they didn't keep an option for JEE percentile to be filled. Secondly, as far as our view or as far as our thought, point of view, again and again I am mentioning, as far as our point of view, JEE score and NATA score, if you do the basic calculation, you can also understand this. But JEE score and NATA score are not compatible result. JEE you are getting percentile followed by rank. NATA you are getting a score like your boards. So both results are not compatible with each other, and you cannot tell that okay, my JEE score is more, so I will give my JEE score, NATA is less, or my NATA is more, JEE is less. But they introduced this. Somehow either some counseling asked for both. How they did it at the back of the at the back end, we don't know. We never know this. So CEPT University, coming to the point of CEPT University, we will have to see this year what they are asking for. If they are having an option for their JEE score to be filled and blank for, or space for that, we never know what they are going to do this year. Usually, or as of the matter of fact, NATA is the only considered exam. So I will ask you to focus on that. If they are having an option for JEE, you can fill it up. But again, when you are looking for CEPT, scores have to be the best. Okay. You need, this is the criteria. I'm not again criticizing, but this is the basic criteria for CEPT. For getting admission into CEPT, the procedure of calculation is 1/4 of your NATA marks plus half of your 12th percentage. The final result which you get, which should be above 80, should be equal to or more than 80. Okay. So 1/4 of, let's assume you got 160 in NATA, 1/4 of that is 40, and you got 80 in the boards. So half of that is 40. 40 plus 40 is 80. You are eligible. Again, you are eligible. So you are not going to get a seat definitely in CEPT. Right now you are eligible to be or to get a seat in CEPT. Your score should be at more. Your score should be more than this, wherein you are getting a better score. So at least we suggest students 90 or 92-3% in boards, and in NATA a score of at least 160, 170 or so. Now this cutoff actually changes depending upon the average result at some point. Now we need to see to that. On an average, every year CEPT gives a benchmark of 80 with this merit score which I have mentioned. I hope I am clear. Any doubts on this?
No doubts.
No, it's clear.
It's clear, right? Okay, guys, good to see you all over here. Sneha and Arya, please come on camera. I guess that's all for this particular session. So let me just see both of your faces before. Sneha will be now directly going for college admission. Arya is going for third attempt. I wish that each one of you do your best in the upcoming days ahead. And I guess that's all for today's session. People watching the session live on YouTube, that's all for this class. Sorry, not class actually, but that's all for this particular session. See you all in the upcoming days ahead. If you have any queries, any clarification you need. Okay, Rishikesh, again, qualify cutoff क्या हो सकता है NEET का? Rishikesh, this is not a place for NEET. We don't give any sort of guidance, and we will not speak a single word about NEET. Our institute is completely focused towards Design Teenage. Is an institute for design and architecture students. So nothing about NEET. I am not from the background. We are not from the background, actually. We don't discuss about NEET over here. Really sorry for the same. So as I was telling, that's all for this particular session. Make sure you guys, whatever you are doing ahead, take a wise decision. I will be always there for this till you are not admitted in college, or as a whole Design Teenage will be there with you guys. We will discuss, we will plan for the days ahead. And if you have any queries for people watching live on YouTube, do connect us. Contact number is always there available with you guys. And take a wise decision. Think what is right. Don't take a drastic decision. Don't get moved by some random talks or some people has told this. So because you never know, this is a very common concept. During our exam, you might be turning your head and seeing the answer, and though you know the right answer, what you see at the back, you feel that that is the right answer and that is what you will implement in your paper. Don't do that. If someone just randomly comes and tells you that no, architecture is not a good career, after you have given all the 3 attempts, you have got a good score, don't get moved away by that. Because that person, what is his I'm at this point, without criticizing, again, I want to ask, what is his qualifications, or from the time he is, how can he certify that it is not a good career for you? So don't get moved away with these things. Make sure you take a wise decision, discuss with us. We are always available. Design Teenage is open for each and every student, irrespective of why you have taken a course over here or not, or any sort of suggestions. We are always open to each and every student. That's all for this particular session. See you all in the upcoming days. We will be giving our best in terms of efforts for you all, and you all need to give your best as a reflex of the efforts to get a good score and then get a good college at the end of the day. That's all for this particular YouTube session. See you all in the upcoming days, and make sure you remain focused towards your goal ahead without any sort of distraction. There is a number of days remaining, a lot of time, a plenty of time to prepare if you calculate in terms of hours. That's all. That's all. And with this, I would like to sign out and see you all with the class tomorrow. That's all, guys. Thanks a lot. Anything from your side, Sneha, Arya?
No, I'll just wish Arya all the best for third attempt.
Thank you. And congratulations,
You guys
you
doing
have
the
got
same
like
thing?
Thank you.
Please stay in touch in Bombay,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll go to the same college.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Wish you guys have this kind of friendship continued, and let's see how things go up ahead. So that's all, guys. Thanks a lot. See you all in the upcoming sessions. Thanks a lot. We are ending the session over here. Stay tuned with Design Teenage for the upcoming updates. Bye. And make sure you give all this important information which are discussed in between this session for you to, for anyone watching live on YouTube. The important factors, quote unquote, where students make a mistake, to each and every friend of yours who is writing the similar exam, because that is very important to convey the right message and they should have the right information. Okay, that's all, guys. Thanks a lot. See you all in the upcoming days ahead. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome.